pet enthusiasts. Welcome to Pet Chat. We're simulcasting across 3 different social audio programs: Twitter Spaces, Wisdom, and Clubhouse. We play some games, we have some community, and we share some stories. Every week on Saturday, it's Pet Chat. My co-hostess with the mostest, I don't know if that's proper English, is Chris Sikowski, a.k.a.
Mommy fave.
And I'm Jason Sikowski. I'm the dog dad of Bunsen and Beaker, the Twitter science dogs. Okay, I think we're going to get on with the game. So if you want to play the Kahoot.it game, again, if you're on Clubhouse, it's the link. You just have to put it, I think it takes you right there, and you just have to put your pin in. But if you're on Wisdom, it's a little bit more work. You're going to have to actually go to Kahoot.it and then put the code in. And then folks on Twitter Spaces, they can click on the link and go right there. Chris, I think you've logged into the game, haven't you?
How would you know?
I just do.
Is it because of my username?
Yes.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Yeah, you're always Slim Shady. I don't know. Now you remember, you cannot win Kahoot. You have to throw the game. Actually, you don't even know the questions I make every week, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, we are going to get started.
Sometimes I do.
All right, 10 seconds.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I make the questions. Sometimes I make the questions, Jason. But today I went to go pick up Annalise.
This is true, yes. That might be part of your pet story. Okay. I think we'll get going. So let's go.
Sure.
Let's try
do
it.
this.
Let's try this. Yeah. Yeah. There we go.
Nothing to it but to do it.
That's right. Pet Chat. Okay, here we go. On Kahoot. You can listen along as we play. You don't have to play it. Sophia Gad Nasser studies dark matter and uses her pets to make analogies. What are her pets? Cats, fish, dogs, or hamsters? We were lucky enough to go see her in person a couple days ago. It was awesome. And she has pets, and she uses them to make analogies with her science. Cats, fish, dogs, or hamsters? Correct answer is hamsters. Hamsters. What? Gluini and Neutrini? Like they're named after subatomical particles. Super adorable. Okay. So.
And they're super small.
Yeah.
The hamsters. It's really quite fitting.
So we have Liz in first. Liz is back again after taking a couple weeks off and letting some other people win. And we have Aaron, the Twin Peaks, and Mrs. Dawn. Okay, next question. Here we go. Question 2. You should always clip your dog up to your watercraft. Never. Never clip your dog up to a watercraft, or yes, always, or in lakes, yes, in rivers, it's debatable, or don't take them in a watercraft. I think that would be Bunsen's choice.
Yes, I think Bunsen wrote that question.
Okay. All right, so correct answer is in lakes, yes, in rivers, it's debatable. Because in a river on a watercraft, if you get overturned, you can get yourself into big trouble. Because if you are, if you are in a river and you flip over and there's debris, you can get snagged on that with a rope or a tie. So it should be detachable at the very least if you're taking them on a river. Okay. All right.
Like a tearaway lanyard or something.
Yeah, like a tearaway lanyard. Yeah, that's right. Okay, next question. We have Aaron, Silky, Mrs. Dawn, Twin Peaks, and Tracy. Okay, next question. Dr. Keith Barr spoke about the importance of this to live longer in our science space on Tuesday. This should be lift weights, and doing something that elevates your heart rate. Lifting weights, doing something that elevates your heart rate, or a high-carb diet. So if you were lucky enough to listen to Dr. Keith Barr, that was such a cool chat. He talked about something you could do to live longer. And what he said, the evidence is actually lifting weights and doing something that elevates your heart rate. It's actually both. So he went into some really cool detail about why it was important for both, for 2 very different reasons.
I had 2 favorite takeaways from that.
Yeah.
It's really true. You are what you eat from your head to your feet.
Yeah.
And then my other takeaway was, it doesn't matter if you start when you're 42, you just have to get started.
Right. And of course, he tied that into having a dog named a Kelpie breed, because a Kelpie is not suitable for a sedentary lifestyle. So if you do get a very active dog, you have no choice but to be active yourself, or the dog will wreck your house. So that was a very cool chat. We got Silky in first, Ramona, Tracy, Button, and Liz. Liz Button? Oh, that's funny. Okay, Button and then Liz. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's the wrong sound effect. Here we go. Number 4. This human is home now, and Beaker couldn't be happier. Spelt wrong, sorry. Which human is home now, and Beaker couldn't be happier? So if you've been keeping up with especially Chris's posts on social media, somebody is home, and Beaker is over the moon, gaga for this person. Duncan, Chris, Jason, or Adam. It's Adam. Yeah, Beaker loves Adam so much. He just sits on the couch and she just hops up there and lays on him. It's super cute. Really, it's the only person she does that to consistently. We've got Silky, Ramona, Tracy, Liz, and then Aaron. Okay. Last question. In text from Bunsen, what was Bunsen flabbergasted that wasn't being tested in Adam's French class? French battles, French foods, French history, or French animals. So in text from Bunsen every Friday, what was Bunsen was very discombobulated that wasn't being tested? Okay, we did really well on that. So if people on Twitter had an advantage, it's French foods, not French, anything else. So, okay. So in third place from Kahoot, we have Trey C. In second place, we have Silky. And in first place, we have Ramona. Congratulations. Congratulations to Ramona. Well done. Congratulations. Okay. No prizes. It's just kind of fun. That's all. Before we move to the second little mini game, before we get started, I just want to give a shout out to our sponsor, BarkandBeyondSupply.com. They're a small family-owned business that started out making joint supplements, then quickly moved to a whole bunch of other goodies for dogs and cats. Toys and treats, fun stuff, little bow ties. BarkandBeyondSupply.com. We'll be putting some stuff in the nest on Twitter, and if you're listening on Wisdom or on Clubhouse, you can check out BarkandBeyondSupply.com. And for 1 hour after this show, if you put in the code Bunsen10, I believe it's Bunsen10, you will get 10% off your purchase. Bunsen10. That's Bunsen10. And we will have a
Jason,
yeah.
did you see that Benny's mom posted that she got lamb chop from BarkandBeyondSupply.com?
No way. They got that. That's cute.
Lamb chop because Bowie is coming.
Oh, right. Eventually. Yes, Benny and Bowie.
Puppy.
Yeah.
It's going to be cute.
Puppies are coming. That's right. Okay, so we're going to move to our second thing here. It's going to be the game show game where everybody wins. So if you'd like to play along with the second part before we get to the questions and storytelling, you can request to speak here on Twitter, and Chris will bring you up. So, Chris, I'm going to need your help with that. And if you're on Wisdom or Clubhouse and you'd like to play, you just have to request to speak. I see Little Clark is already up. So you can play to Little Clark, or I see Joni. If you would like to play, you just have to, I can invite you on stage. You can put your hand up. I think do I have to turn something on there? I forget. I'm not 100% great at Clubhouse. Let's see, hand raising. So, Chris, you're working on Twitter Spaces, right?
Absolutely, I am.
Okay. Well, I'll invite Joni up if you don't have to come up if you don't want to. I just don't want to leave you out. Okay, so we've got the Herd, Paula, Cooper, Susan. You can join on Wisdom. You can join on Clubhouse if you'd like. Let's see. Can we get one more person up here? There we go. Thanks, Brenda. It's more fun if there's like 5 or 6 people playing. And you'll all be able to hear each other across the different audio platforms, which is kind of cool. Okay, so here's how it's going to go. You need to all unmute your mics and get ready to shout things out. It's a bit chaotic, and so this is a game show that we're going to be playing. So you hear that if you're right. This game is called I Just Made This Up 10 minutes before the show. It's a word association game because my life is a hot mess. Okay, here we go. Your choices are, for every question in this game, dog, cat, bird, or reptile. Okay? So those are the correct answers. Dog, cat, bird, or reptile. One more time. That's dog, cat, bird, or reptile. And you just shout out what you think the right answer is. Okay? Is everybody ready? Give me a thumbs up or say you're ready.
Okay, so God, you said
dog, cat, bird, or reptile.
Dog, cat, bird, or
reptile.
Reptile?
Yeah, that's right. Okay, here we go. First question. Actually, all of these questions are about professions. So you shout out which animal would be best at this profession. Okay, is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Okay, teacher.
Dog.
Reptile.
Dog.
Guess what?
Dog.
You're all correct. Okay. Who said reptile? Was that the herd?
Of course.
Yeah. So why? Why would the reptile be a good teacher? I'm just curious.
Well, I guess people missed Norberta's little video when she was pretending to be Bunsen.
Oh yeah.
About hydrophobic. I don't know what the word is afterwards. I just know that soap makes pepper move. So I think she did a great job.
It was very well done. You're right. Okay.
I had a good coach. I had a good teacher.
Okay, here comes the next one. Ready? Fast food fry cook.
Reptile.
Reptile.
Okay. Guess what? Everybody's right.
A bird?
A bird.
Hey, Norberta cooks also, and she's got a little shopping cart, and she got some potatoes for, I don't know if anybody knows who Darth is, but he's got a thing about potatoes and bearded dragons, so I gave them both up. So she can make French fries.
There you go. Who said bird? I'm curious.
I did.
Oh, you said bird. Oh, why'd you say bird?
I did.
They
Oh,
have the little feet
I
that
think
are
I'm
good
on
for
the-
picking up French fries.
Yeah, there you go. And their beaks, yeah.
okay.
Am I on delay, Jason, again?
Might be a little bit. It's okay. Number 3,
Okay.
flight attendant.
Bird.
Of course, it's a
A
bird.
bird. This is a bird.
Yeah, because if the plane goes down, they can just fly away.
Emergency exit.
That's right. They can maybe take a few people. Okay, number 4, tailor.
Cat.
Whoa,
Cat.
cat. That is wild that everybody said cat. Who wants to say why? Why a cat?
Hey parents, this message is for you. Do you want your kid to listen to an educational podcast made for kids, edited by a kid, hosted by a kid, where we interview kids? Then subscribe to Chase Your Dreams with Brayden Chase. I'm Brayden Chase. In my podcast, we find out what kids' dreams are and help chase them. Whether it's a job, visiting somewhere, a crazy dream, or anything you can think of. I help them figure out what it takes to chase their dreams. It's educational, and I've been told it's pretty funny too. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so your kids can chase their dreams today. Brayden Chase is not responsible for your kids' dreams getting bigger and uncontrollable laughter.
Because they have the little needle claws.
Yeah, they have little claws. They can sew.
Yeah. They can definitely unstick
And their teeth,
things.
they're so sharp.
I guess Ginger hasn't met your curtains yet.
No, just the cushions on our chairs. Okay, next one.
Oh, no.
Film producer.
Dog.
Dog.
Okay.
Dog.
All right, next one. Archaeologist.
Reptile.
Reptile.
Okay.
This is the dog because they
For
can
their
dig.
family. Don't be so judgmental.
Okay, this is a tough one. Everybody ready? Because you could think of this so many different ways. A singer.
Oh,
Bird.
reptile.
Bird.
Beaker.
Reptile for the lounge lizard.
Lounge lizard. There you go. You get a bing for that one. That was good. Okay. Economist.
Iguana.
Cat.
A cat.
So the way they grow, growth, economy.
That's a
I
tough
got
one.
nothing.
Okay. A grave digger.
A cat likes to collect all his
Dog.
toys.
Dog.
Definitely
so.
cat.
Dog.
A dog or cat. Okay. And then the last one is a doctor.
Cat.
Reptile.
Dog.
We'll go with bird.
You go with bird? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
because no one else picked it.
All right. Guess what? You were all correct. Thank you so much for playing the word association game. I came up with 10 minutes before this space because my life is a hot mess. Thanks, everybody. Okay. On to the Bunsen and Beaker and Ginger stories for this week, and then we'll open up the floor to the community on all 3 different platforms. Chris, do you want to start with your story?
Sure. So as you said, Adam is home and Beaker loves it. She is so happy to hang out with him all day. And both dogs, when he comes up the stairs, they're on high alert and they're like, oh, yay, Adam's here. So it's been really good to have him home. He'll have exams coming up next week. But it's kind of like back to pandemic times, when he and I would hang out at home. And I just really enjoy it.
You know what?
And then in other news.
Well, you know what? When Adam comes up the stairs, I swear this is what goes through Beaker's head.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
And then she just goes right to cuddle with him. I've been waiting to use that sound effect. Okay, go ahead, Chris.
Have you?
Yes.
Well, I was just going to say, we brought Annalise over today. We picked her up from work. Adam and I came and picked her up from work, and we brought her here. And Bunsen's meet and greet is meet and bark, but he's getting quieter now. He quiets down more quickly now because he's like, oh, this is Annalise. She's one of us. And today she was really one of us because she gave him a pet on his head and he punched her with his paw. So you are a chosen one if you are punched by Bunsen.
Yeah, if you get his little sideways...
Like, oh, Annalise, you're accepted.
His little sideways burner, hook shot. Bam. And then Beaker stole her shoe.
Yes, so that's 2 things.
Yes.
I'm like, hey, what's this van doing right here?
On Beaker's
in the middle
lair.
of the hallway.
Oh, she didn't get it to her lair?
No, she just grabbed the shoe and dropped it. And then Annalise is like, how come my shoe's here? I'm like, oh, it's because you're chosen. You are accepted by our 2 fuzzy friends. And then Ginger, of course, likes her too. But Ginger's fickle.
It's a little bit, yeah. Ginger's kind of, just working on being a little bit more cuddly, I think.
Yeah, she is working on that. One thing that she does like to do that Beaker just does not like her doing is like how you said on the chairs. She'll do her claws on the kitchen chairs, which are already ratty. Like I'm not.
Yeah, they need to be replaced. They're really bad.
They're so ratty. They're ratty. But yeah, Beaker is like the claw police. She's like on high alert, and she does not like it when Ginger does that. And so Ginger doesn't do it on the couch because Beaker is like right in her face. Don't you dare scratch the couch.
Yes, we have safety officer Bunsen, and we've got don't scratch anything Beaker, or she comes over and just says, no, that's not happening in this house. Only I wreck things. My name is Beaker.
She hasn't wrecked things in a very long time.
Yes. All right. So my story, Chris.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So in our house, occasionally there is a team up between Bunsen and Ginger. And this mission is to knock stuff off the top of the counters so Bunsen can eat it. They work together. I don't know if they can communicate yet. But Bunsen and Ginger get along great. And Ginger can jump up real high and she'll just straight up push crap off counters so Bunsen can get it. And then he shares with her. So it was like a bunch of dog treats. And then, I don't know, we didn't see it happen, but she obviously shoved it off because Bunsen will not jump up on the counter. He's a very, very good boy. He will never jump up on the counter. But 5-second rule. If it's on the floor, it's his. It's gone.
I found the treat bag. It was closed because it's like a Ziploc. It was closed, but it was in Beaker's lair.
Yeah.
So I think all three of them are in cahoots. It was taken over to her lair.
Yes. I don't know who the brains is of the operation, but they are starting to realize they all have different skill sets and they can work together on Mission Impossible, get the food off the counters. So anyways, that's a new development in our house. I was very sick earlier this week. I got some bug on the weekend. It wasn't COVID, but I was out of commission for like probably 4 or 5 days. And Beaker definitely picks up on when people are not feeling well. Bunsen does too, but Beaker is smaller, so she can fit up with you to cuddle. So she knew I was sick, and it made my heart feel really good, and maybe it made me feel better. I don't know if it definitely didn't heal me, but it was sure cute that Beaker knew I was sick and was super, super cuddly and gentle, which was really nice. Anyways, that's my heartwarming story about Beaker this week.
Figuring Out Family isn't your ordinary podcast. It's a completely new experience that helps you make your family the best it can be by giving you the deep insights to help your family thrive. You'll learn how to help your family have more productive conversations and manage life's disappointments too. You'll feel inspired by the special guests that are experts in their field of family relationships. Get valuable tips for dealing with difficult family members, repair broken relationships, improving your parenting skills, and keeping your children happy and healthy. Check it out now.
Yeah, because the rest of us treated you like you had the plague because we were not interested in getting any of that.
Yeah, I was sequestered to the basement in case I got COVID. So I was living in the gremlin room for most of the day. Anyways, that's okay. I'm better now. I don't have COVID. All right, let's open up the floor to our amazing community to chat about their pets. And just a reminder, barkandbeyondsupply.com is our sponsor. I put a couple of their things up in the nest. And this space is also brought to you by The Pup Date, which is our free newsletter on Twitter. If you go to our profile, you can sign up for the review Pup Date. Every week, I try to break down some inside behind-the-scenes news about Bunsen and Beaker, links to our spaces, what's coming up on the podcast, and then some heads up about some merch ideas. Anyway, so that's the free newsletter, which is the Pup Date. Okay, Chris, if you're up here already for the game, you're welcome to stay. We got tons of people wanting to speak. So I think, do you have an order, Chris, that you want to go in? And also, if you're on Wisdom or Clubhouse, you can also speak. You just got to let me know. Put up your hand. I think you can raise your hand on Clubhouse. You don't have to speak. And on Wisdom, you could request to come up as well. But Chris, who's our first person on Spaces?
So we had Tracy, then, well, I don't know because the people who are already up are already speakers, but we had Tracy, and then Brayden and Snickerdoodle, and there's one more, or that Snickerdoodle that I'm letting in right now. And
okay, so we'll go with maybe the new people you've brought up, and then we'll go to hands up for the people that are already up here. Yeah. So Tracy, go ahead. Chris said that you're first.
So who did I say first?
Tracy.
Yeah, Tracy.
Yeah, go ahead, Tracy.
Hi.
Hi.
So I'm on vacation this week because I'm going to a wedding tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a cat sitter, and she's like, "Oh, Ricky's like doing well right now." And then she sent me like the most angry Ricky cat picture I have ever seen.
Oh no.
And kind of want to share it with you guys. Is it possible to like message and then put it in the nest?
It has to be a tweet for me to share it. So if you tweet it out, Tracy, I'll keep my eyes peeled for it, and then we can put it in the nest for everybody to see.
Yeah. Okay. It's funny. She's like, "Oh, he's doing great," and then he's like, so mad. I'm like, "What did you do?" He's not going to be happy with me when I get home.
Oh.
All right, I'll put it out there.
Okay, we'll keep our eyes peeled for it, Tracy. While Tracy's doing that, we'll go over to Brayden.
Hi guys. How's things?
Good. Good to hear from you.
Super good. How are you?
Not bad. A little tired. My wife found me underfoot, so I went back to work.
Oh, okay.
The dogs and cats working together. I'm quite sure that Brayden talks to one of our cats, Gizmo, and sort of says, "Hey, it's breakfast time. If you jump on the human's feet, he'll wake." Or actually, if you go underneath the covers with your murder mittens and wake up the human, we'll get fed.
So Brayden uses the cats to wake you up?
Yep. And then he sits, realizes I'm awake, and then he sits on my side of the bed and whines and looks at me with loving eyes and hungry stomach or something like that.
Did you hear, Jason? Rich called the cat's paws murder mitts.
I like that, murder mitts. I might have to steal that.
I like that too.
It's from Thoughts of Cat on Facebook.
Oh, Thoughts of Cat. Okay.
There's also Thoughts of Dog, and it can be quite humorous. I remember in one of your tweets, you said something about the farm where you guys live. So is it a working farm?
Okay, sort of. I am not a farmer, and if I had to be a farmer, everything would die and nothing would grow. But Chris is the land owner. I am the serf that married into royalty. So I will let her explain the whole situation.
So the farm has been in the family since the late 1800s. And then my great-grandfather got the short straw. So that happened. And then my grandpa moved to Dawson Creek and then moved to Abbotsford, where he started his family. And then we moved back to the family farm in the 90s. And at that time, we had renters who rented the land. And so they do that. They rent it and they do the crop. And we don't have any animals on it right now. We want to get some llamas. Well, we do have chickens. We have Buster the rooster, and we actually have another rooster.
There's a ton of chickens now. There's like 20 of them, Chris.
And a ton of chickens, yeah. So that's kind of how we do it.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I was just curious. Our daughter farmer, so she's a dairy farmer. About 10 minutes up the road from us. So I was just kind of nosy.
No, totally good. No, at one point they would have had like a pig barn, and they would have had horses and cows and all that stuff on here, but we don't.
I remember hearing one of you was a horsey type person.
That was Chris.
That's me. Yeah.
Do you still ride?
No, realistically, they just become hay burners because we're just like so busy. And I got rolled on, so it kind of took away a little bit of my positive feels towards it. Yeah. So no, and we don't have time to ride and exercise them. So yeah. It's not fair to them.
I love riding horses, though. I think I've ridden horses probably 20 times in my life, because I grew up in rural Alberta, and all of my friends had horses, so I rode horse all the time. It's very cool that something can support somebody like me. I'm a giant, so I feel so bad riding on a horse, but they're like they're built for that. So
yeah. My mom's father was in the British cavalry just at the end of the First World War. And he was an expert horseman, but hated horses, preferred motorcycles. And his quote was, "Horses have poor acceleration and no brakes." I agree with him. Anyway, just wanted to say hi. Enjoying the tweets. I'm not as much on social media because I got silly and decided to work for a living again, but when I'm driving trucks, so if nothing's going on, I'm sort of bouncing around Twitter and all that sort of thing.
Well, it's good to hear from you again. Thanks for stopping in.
Yep. Take care.
Okay, so will we go to Snickerdoodle and then to maybe some of the people that were already up here, Chris?
Hey everyone, my name is Catalina. I'm a 2-time cancer survivor and a babe with a mobility aid.
My name is Haley. I'm a PA with POTS and a water allergy. We are the hosts of the Doing It Disabled podcast.
Haley and I are on a mission to create an honest dialogue about living with disability and chronic illness. We would like to open up our corner of the internet to both learn and teach about the lived experiences of the disabled community.
Join us as we navigate this world that was not created with us in mind and watch how we do it disabled. Head on over to Spotify and check us out.
Sure, because my phone is not doing well with checking the list and things like that.
Okay.
So it's time for me to get a different phone. I'm struggling here.
I think so. Okay, so we'll go to Snickerdoodle, and then if you were up here for the game, you can put your hand up if you'd like to talk, and we'll get to you. Don't worry. We'll make sure nobody gets missed. And then also Tracy's tweet of her angry Ricky boy. Tracy, it's up in the nest. Thanks for sharing that. Hey, Snickerdoodle.
Hello. My
Hello.
phone's not working either. Oh, Shiloh, there's my dog. Yeah, my question actually was in regard to the tweet that I saw of Bunsen looking very wet and very unimpressed.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, Shiloh, what happens come bath time?
Well, let's just say Bunsen doesn't enjoy baths, and he's a very, very big guy, and he will not go have a bath, so I have to pick him up and carry him to it, and he holds his breath and roots himself to the floor, so I have to basically do a deep squat and lift up a 100-pound dog and then haul him to the bath. I mean, it's a good exercise, but now we're smarter. So if he does need a bath, we take him to they're like the ones in town that you can just take your dog into, the stand-up places that you can give them a bath.
Yeah.
And it's so much better. So I don't, like, if he rolled in something stupid or he's stinky or whatever, we just take him there. I don't stress him out with a bath at home anymore.
He doesn't stress out at when you take him to these places, that doesn't stress him out?
I don't know if it's his favorite, but he's okay. Yeah, he's not. It's not like he's at home with it. He just runs away and just goes, and he like. Have you ever done this thing where you hold your breath and you tense your muscles so it's really hard for people to lift you up? He does that, and he weighs it feels like he weighs 1,000 pounds. So
yeah, he's not helpful.
He's not helpful. No.
He's stubborn, and he's like, I'm not going. It just reminds me of the cartoon, like Tom and Jerry when he's trying to push, and the cat got all 4 paws on the door, and it's like, no, not going to go through. Exactly what it is. But he likes going out and about into the community, and he likes going into the store. So I'm wondering though if he's like going to put 2 and 2 together. Oh, we're in this store. We're going down this aisle.
Yeah, he loves going into stores to see people and everything. He's super curious and friendly about all that. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as there's not a bath at the end of the aisle.
Yeah. They're super they have a gate, and you go through the gate, and then the gate closes behind, and then they're in a confined spot, and then it's like he's like, oh, I guess this is me now.
Yeah, they can put 2 and 2 together. No, I was just curious about that because my dog, he's about 73 pounds, and he does that.
Yeah.
When he was a puppy, he would love to get in the tub with us or in the shower with us, but now, lay down on the floor and don't move.
Oh my goodness. Bunsen doesn't lay down. Maybe he hasn't figured that out, because if he laid down, I would never be able to pick him up. But he just stands and holds his breath and tenses like a mountain. Guess that's part
mine. Yeah, mine lies flat on the floor, and it's like those videos where the people are dragging their dog along the floor trying to get them into the tub.
Yep.
So my dog's like that too. I was just curious about that because he looks so unimpressed when he's wet.
Yeah. Well, it raises a good question. Like if taking a bath is stressful for your dog and they don't like it, you eventually have to probably bath a dog if they're super reeky and stinky. You just got to find a way that doesn't stress them out as much. And that's the way that we found for our family. And it's a pretty reasonable price. I think it's like less than $10 to take them to get washed. I think, Chris, hey, it's like pretty cheap. I don't know. I think it's a pretty good deal. Take them in there.
Deal. It's takes us and gets us into town and gets out and about. And he doesn't seem to mind it there. He doesn't really like the blow dryer like 100%, but he actually likes it better than Beaker. Beaker was like not too impressed with that.
Yeah. But you can also give them treats and stuff for positive reinforcement. But no amounts of treats would lure Bunsen into a bath. There, like you could have a moose leg and he would not even go. So
I got to the point where I have to tie my dog to an outside fence and bathe him outside. Yeah. But the blow dryer has never bothered him. In fact, he likes it.
There you go.
Yeah. So it's a trade-off, I guess. Yeah. No, I was just curious about that. So
awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye now.
All righty. Thanks for coming. Okay, we got a couple hands up. So if you were a speaker on stage when we were playing the game and you would like to speak, you can get your hand up. We'll go to Paula and then we'll go to Susan. And then I know the herd was up here, but you can come back up to speak in a second if you'd like. So we'll go to Paula first.
Hi, good evening, everybody. How's everybody tonight?
Good. Hello.
Good. I just wanted to say real quick to Teen, sorry about your loss on Ted Danson. He was such a sweet little guy, and I just wanted to say that, but and just great things you did with him. And we'll miss the TED Talks. I hope you got some recordings of him because those were so darn cute. But anyway, Jason, I got couple funny things to say. If you ride draft horses, because I ride like a Friesian or a Clydesdale, you won't look so giant.
Yeah, everybody looks like a tiny creature on a Clydesdale.
Right.
I don't even know. Can you ride those though? They're draft horses. I guess you could ride them. Yeah.
No, because I took lessons and I took one on he was mostly a Clyde and he was very gentle. So he was kind of, like Bunsen, very Zen-like. And they have a funny saying, like, you want your butt to look small, ride a Clyde. It was just, But anyway, I mean, it's just some horse humor. And then to go about dogs getting into stuff, I got to tell you a funny story. One time I was dog sitting these two, I think they're called Louisiana trollers, and they found them separate areas, like, during, the hurricane down south, but they were adopted at two different places, but they looked identical. One was like a mini-me of the other one, and their name was Pepper and Harley. And Pepper was a little wise guy. And I bring not duffel bags, but like, those shopping bags that are cloth. And I had some snacks and I put them on the kitchen table. And then, I went out, come to go back because, I was staying overnight. And I think the big one somehow got the bag on the floor and the little one ate a bag of Parmesan crisps. Which I was like mortified because I thought this poor dog would probably have diarrhea or something, but I don't know how, but it wasn't a really big bag, but you think Parmesan crispy would have been, drinking all night. And then he also started eating some of my flax seeds. So he was like licking it and he made a hole in the bag, but he must have not liked it because he left a mess, of that on the floor. But the Parmesan crisps were like totally, the bag was like annihilated. All you could see was an empty bag and it was all licked out and it was just really funny. So I can see how dogs can get together and do stuff. So you always got to be really careful because you think you can outsmart them, but they will counter grab or do something. But the little one had to have the big one do it because there was no way that little one could have gotten it off the table unless he stood on a chair or did that. And I don't think he had that much sense. But anyway, and
it is like Mission Impossible. Like they all have different skill sets and they have to work together to be like a human. It's like it's like the really Muppets in the trench coat to be a person. Like they all have to work together and they're not great at it, but they can pull it off.
They can pull it off. So never doubt it because dogs' intuitions are just amazing. And one quick other thing, I loved your tweet with Bunsen in a science coat, and your alts have been amazing when you have the description of your photos. And when you said Bunsen couldn't drive, I couldn't. I couldn't resist putting what I put up because if anybody goes back and looks at the tweet replies, it's pretty funny. But I'm like, what do you mean Bunsen can't drive? And he can parallel park. That's for sure because he's in behind that wheel. So anyway, but thanks guys. Have a good night and be kind and great job always.
Thanks, Paula. Yeah, we
he probably can parallel park better than me because I actually can't do it at all.
Oh, I love parallel parking. I've driven through a forest fire,
I know. You have some very good skills. One of them is parallel parking.
It's a joke. That's a joke that we say when we're driving and I make some claim that is totally fictitious. Then I back it up with I've driven through a forest fire twice, which I have.
Yeah.
Okay. Over to Susan, and then we'll check who else wants to chat. Hi, Susan.
Hello. How is everyone?
Hi, we're good.
Good. Brayden, I thought it was really funny that you mentioned the cat named Murder Mittens because I heard someone else refer to their cat that this week. It was really funny. And it was like Wildlife Central in my neighborhood because one day this past week I saw a doe that had 3 fawns, which I've never seen that before. I think they usually just have 2, so it's kind of unusual. And I saw some baby raccoons the other night.
Aw. Susan, your audio is quite low. I don't know if you could speak closer to where your mic is.
Okay. Is that better?
A little bit. It's okay. I can hear you. I just, I'm thinking it's just a little low. That's all. So I just wanted to let you be aware.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was me. And I'm like, maybe I do need to go for a hearing test. But it's okay.
Keep going, Susan. We can hear you.
Keep going.
Okay. And the one main thing I wanted to share that there's a big day coming up this next week, and I don't know if you know about it.
I don't.
It's best beware because Ginger is going to want to know about that.
What day is it?
The 24th.
Oh.
So Friday.
Oh, what's on Friday?
Cat World Domination Day.
Oh, cat. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Okay. That should be a plot line of text from Bunsen, maybe.
I think so.
Ooh.
It's actually a thing, and I think you're going to have to put that on your calendar next year.
Okay.
Otherwise, Ginger will feel very slighted, I think.
There you go. I've been making don't tell Adam this, Chris, but I've been making slow progress with getting Ginger to wear stuff with treats. So I'm hoping she will eventually. We have an old Bunsen stuffy. There's a few that we got from Bunsen 1.0s and their eyes were goofy. So we weren't going to try to, we were going to sell them. They were just defects. And I took the goggles off and that's what Ginger's going to wear is all the Bunsen stuffy 2.0 or 1.0 goggles. But her head is a little bit too big. So I extended the elastic band and I got it on her for a second and gave her lots of treats. I'm not making her wear it for more than like a fraction of a second. So she gets used to it and knows that when she wears it, it's a good thing. So we'll see what the pictures look like in a couple weeks here.
Does the lab coat fit her?
The Bunsen 1.0 lab coat? No, it's way too small.
Oh.
Yeah. That would be cute though. All right. Thanks, Susan. Thanks for the heads up.
Oh, yep. Didn't want you to miss that.
We have a couple people who haven't spoken yet. Throw your hands up if you'd like to speak or just jump in, turn your mic off and jump in if you're confident. Okay. I think I saw the Herd's hand go up first, then Kathy. Okay. The Herd and then Kathy.
Hello.
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 Hi. So like always, I have happy news and sad news. We lost Ted the other Friday. I brought him in as hospice care. His mouth face was so infected that he had a fistula, which is a hole in the roof of his mouth going up to his brain. I thought it was worth taking the risk on that, did that, and he recovered fantastically from it. But he was so old, his kidneys finally gave out, and And, we talked with the vet about what things to look for in the final stages before he suffers. And with kidney failure, once they start vomiting, you've got to go give them mercy or they will suffer. So we did that. I had Phoenix and Ted with me at the vet on Tuesday, which nobody else gets to go with Phoenix again. He's such a handful because I literally have to hold him the whole time.
Oh.
He hates hard floors. He won't walk on them. And he got his laser therapy. We always do a stand-up test, him standing up on his hind legs to see how his progress is. And lo and behold, he actually took steps with his back legs. None of us were prepared for that. It was, there was no squee. We were just speechless. We were all like, did that just happen? And I pulled my phone up. I'm like, I got it on film.
So
I document it.
So could you explain to everybody who maybe don't know what Phoenix's situation is, why that's a big deal? Because that's kind of a big deal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Phoenix was found in the San Fernando Valley in Los Angeles. He was picked up as a stray, paralyzed. We think he was hit by a car. Based on his radiographs, it looks like a pretty old injury. So surgery, spinal fusion has been kind of on the table, but like off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
His last x-ray showed new bone growth. So we got a little more excited about possibly doing the surgery. And then he freaking walked. So now we don't want to do the surgery. We don't want to lose any progress that we've made.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's got a little bit of a bend to his back, that's okay. The signals are definitely getting through. So he gets thermotherapy, which is a red light laser, on Tuesdays. And on Thursday, he gets acupuncture. We were just hoping he would be able to like stand up when he eats or stand up sometimes. Walking was not something we expected and not this soon. And now he's back at the house. He's standing up. He's trying to walk more. He is the fastest little guy in the house and his back legs barely work. It's incredible. So that's my good news.
That is a good news story.
My funny stuff is I gave Owen a bath today. Owen is a poodle, Labrador retriever, Labradoodle, both water dogs, right? He should love water. He absolutely hates it. It's not that he's scared. He doesn't get stressed. He just gets miserable. And he probably weighs close to about the same as Bunsen.
You could, yeah. He's a big guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's about like 578 Bunsen stuffies worth of weight. My favorite measuring unit, the Bunsen 1.0 stuffy. I don't know what's going to happen when 2.0 gets here. Math is not my strong suit.
Is all the bad news about climate getting you down? Then you need to listen to the Climate 21 podcast, the weekly podcast dedicated to highlighting successful climate emission reduction stories. With over 77 episodes already published and a new one every Wednesday, there's always good climate news to hear. Check out the links to the Climate 21 podcast in the show notes or search for Climate 21 in Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Well, those are amazing stories.
Yes.
And again, thank you for what you do for those dogs. That's
absolutely. Ginger, the cat. Last year, Binks was shot with a BB gun and got her in the back leg. And to protect her, she got the cone off all the time. So we actually put her in pajamas. I don't recommend that, but I do recommend infant 6-month-old clothing for cats, or I don't know if you guys can get them in Canada, but there's a 24-inch doll called American Girl here, and it's like Barbie, but they have all the outfits. Those fit cats also.
We have them in Canada. They're just called Canadian Girl, and they're just it's just all flannel.
I love it.
That's not true. We have American Girl. We do have American Girl.
Oh, come on. That was a good joke, Chris.
That was a good joke. But
she comes with a lumberjack outfit, axe, and ice skates.
A little bit of a little jug of maple syrup for her accessories.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that'd be great. Okay, now I have to find this. I have to find American Girl or a 24-inch doll outfit in flannel for the dragon. Because that's the size that she wears. And she does fit into the Bunsen 1.0 lab coat.
Yes, I've seen Roberta wear it. Yes, yeah.
Yes, she wears it proudly.
Oh, that's cute. That's super cute.
So I guess that's about it for my pet stories.
I love it. Thanks for coming this week.
Okay, thank you.
And thanks for helping us with the game at the start of the show, too.
Oh, you're welcome.
I love it.
I love that game. I was actually pretty good at it this time. Did terrible on Kahoot.
It's okay.
This week. I'll talk to you guys next week.
Okay, over to Kathy.
Go ahead, Kathy.
Hi, everybody. Hi. So, wow, how do I follow that? It's just, I kind of feel like my question is not quite as important. But I just wanted to kind of throw this out there. We have 2 dogs, I think, as everybody knows, and we're having trouble sourcing their dry food. And they're pretty much retail level, commonly found, at least you would think, brands. And one is the Purina Pro Plan salmon and rice sensitive stomach, and the other one is the Wellness Core Digestive. And we can't find it anywhere here in we can find it in Southern California if we want to drive some miles. But of course, with the price of gas, it's just not feasible. So my question to the dog Twitter community is if you have good experience with any retail level brands of sensitive dog food, dry dog food, just please tweet it out there. Let me know, because we would like some feedback on that.
Is this for vomiting or for allergies?
For vomiting,
okay.
Basically, one of our dogs cannot handle anything but salmon. She cannot handle chicken or we're not sure about lamb. So, but the thing is, we're not even finding lamb out there. There are certain brands that have some lamb and sweet potato and stuff like that. But before we change brands, I'd like to try and find sources that have the Purina Pro Plan lamb sensitive stomach or the wellness brands, the wellness line of the digestive, because it's just so difficult to change your dog's diet when they're vomiting off of what you already have, and it's just difficult. And I'm not a raw diet kind of person. And the other dog, one dog is a lab mix and the other dog is a Jindo mix. So I'm just kind of putting this out there in case anybody has some good experiences with sourcing dog food. It's almost, I went to Petco today and it literally was almost like the beginning of the pandemic.
I think there's like supply chain issues with a bunch of stuff. Okay, so the only thing I'm going to say, and then there's some hands up that maybe could help, is Bunsen has an incredibly sensitive stomach, and he is on raw food. We put him on raw food, and it's really good for him. But again, that's case specific. That's anecdotal. Just our family. Beaker's on kibble.
Are you talking like raw chicken?
There's a company in Alberta that it's called British Columbia. Sorry, so it's a Canadian company. They're called Pets Go Raw. So it's a full meal. It's like everything that would be in kibble, except it's raw food. Now it's expensive. Like it's not cheap. But for Bunsen, he loves it and he doesn't puke it up. But the minute he goes on kibble, he'll have like epic pukes. And even when he was a puppy, we were like, how did he puke so much? There's more puke there than puppy. So I feel you, because it's very scary when your dog's throwing up and you don't want them to do that. So I'll be quiet unless, Chris, you have anything to add, and then we have some people with hands up that might have some suggestions too.
That have better ideas, right? But for us, once Bunsen pukes, we put him on chicken and rice.
Yeah.
So we make chicken and rice for him for a few meals after that.
Right.
And then we have this flora fauna stuff that the vet gave us that I sprinkle on his food, and it helps with those probiotics as well.
Right. The probiotics do help. We actually have a cat that's having her own digestive issues. She's been on that for the last 6 weeks, and it's actually starting to finally make a difference. But and yeah, some dogs are coated. Some dry dog foods are coated in probiotics already. The core digestive has the probiotics added in there. And from what I read today, some of the other, like the Merrick brands, some of theirs have the probiotics in there as well. But anyways, please go ahead. Let's hear what others have to say.
Okay, with your hands up, just jump in.
Hi, Teen here. Let's see. Chewy, and you want to sign up for auto ship. We use the Purina Pro chicken and rice. For kibble, I use it, in the breakfast, they get a half and half mix of kibble, and we do a fresh food. But the only way, when the pandemic started, there was no kibble anywhere near me. So I signed up with Chewy. I did the auto ship, and they haven't missed a delivery yet. So that's a pretty solid option. You save a few bucks too, but it's more important to get your food on time and have it be the same brand and formula every time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We just want to avoid the chicken, though, that one of our dogs can't handle the chicken. But I appreciate the input. Absolutely. Because I have not tried the Chewy auto ship delivery. So that's a good idea. Thank you.
Yeah, I've had good luck with that. If you're interested in maybe not a raw food, we use Just Food for Dogs, which is...
Mm-hmm.
It's pricey, but I have 2 dogs with stomach issues. Owen's on a prescription hydrolyzed that we have to get.
Right.
But I get that through Chewy. They have our prescription on file. Chewy is my source for food if it's not the Just Food for Dogs.
Great.
But if your budget can handle it, you fill out a questionnaire with Just Food for Dogs. Lucille Ball, she's on a fish and sweet potato because all of the other proteins it was just vomiting.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I get that.
Yeah.
I hope that
Thank
helps.
you. Thank you. No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Paula Baden, your hand's up. Go ahead.
Another napkin. Oh, okay. I'm going to just real quick. I use Chewy too, but I've noticed the Purina, we have one with the sensitive stomach, and I think it's with the chicken, and that's been out of stock for a while. But sometimes if you can go to like a local place, like we have in Connecticut, these places like a farmer store, like Agway, they're like family owned, but they're any kind of a supply place that carries the Pro Plan. That's a second place to go to because they have it in stock, but Chewy hasn't had it in stock, this brand that we get for Annie, probably for over a month now. So it's been tough for us, but Chewy is really, really good. Also, even if you don't like raw diet, Olive, I have a dog that's got a lot of sensitive stomach. She's Cushional, she's diabetes, but Bravo, or there's another one called Oma's Pride, and they're kind of like frozen burgers, and you kind of unthaw them, but they're still kind of cold. And I know it sounds kind of gross, but if you could even get them to try to eat that, because Olive is so picky, and she had such issues that my vet suggested that, and knock on wood, she's been doing really well with that. So you might try a second try on it, because I always was like raw, but it's not like what you're thinking. Like it's like not raw chicken bones. They actually compress it into like this big Tootsie Roll that's frozen, and you cut off, or they'll be ready-made burgers, which I suggest because the Tootsie Roll is kind of tough to cut, but But try that. If you have something, just direct message me, and I don't want to be long because I know Baden had his hand up, Rick. So I'll see what he has to suggest, and everybody.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Rich.
I can't really help on the food part of it. I just wanted to pick on Chris a little bit about parallel parking. I can actually parallel park a tandem dump truck.
Ooh, that's some next level skill.
And I'm jealous.
To the person, sorry, Chris, go ahead.
No, I'm jealous. I drive around the block 3 times to avoid any parallel parking at all. Just, it's like, nope, I'm not going to fit there. Nope. Even if there's like a whole street, I'm like, nope, I'll just drive around.
No, it takes practice. Anyway, I'll shut up now so somebody else can help with the puppy diet.
Well, we got some suggestions. Chewy, the company, has a lot of goodwill right now. They were trending for some awesome things they did for some subscribers. So they do have a lot of social goodwill right now. So that seems to be something that you can maybe look at if you were totally out of that food in your area. And aside from that, since we're from Canada, we can't help you with the California supply chain issues.
Exactly. No, but I appreciate it because there's a wide range of people here, and it is helpful to find out what people are feeding and how they're sourcing it. So I guess I just didn't expect it, at this point in time, after, post-COVID. It's not really post-COVID, but after the supply chain issues. And I kind of walked into Petco today and I was just shocked at how empty the shelves were. And I texted my husband and I was like, we're out of luck. We don't wait till the last minute. Fortunately, we always keep an extra bag in the garage, but we use that extra bag. We put that into the bin today. So
it goes. Dogs. You've got 2 dogs. I know that goes. The food goes by so fast. You're like, oh my goodness.
It goes by fast. Yes. One dog is 80 pounds and the other dog is 30 pounds, and they love to eat. So yes, you're right. Yeah. So, well, thank you, everybody. I very much appreciate the input. I am looking into Chewy. I know about Just Food for Dogs. I think they're based here in Newport Beach. So, and I know they have some really good quality products, and I can certainly go there. Thank you.
They are worth every penny. And they also, all of the recipes are online. You can do it yourself, and you buy a vitamin and supplement.
Sure.
Little sprinkle that goes on top, and that's what we did for Ted Danson, who would not eat anything.
Yes.
So he got his, special little meatloaf with, only his favorites. But it's nice because on the do-it-yourselfers, you can, you can substitute the veggies for what your dog likes. But
right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of both, and I know we're all giving Chewy free advertising right now. They got the luggage for Nacho here. I ordered it on a Saturday night, and it was here Tuesday morning. I think they hired a courier because there's no way that it would have gotten here that fast.
Well, if they were smart and they were checking social media, it would be in their best interest to make it work. Because that was
smart.
Nacho was trending on Twitter. Yeah.
He was trending everywhere, every category.
Sweet.
I still think sports was the funniest.
I know. I love it. Well, he was a bit of a football.
He was. I mean, we passed him around. We had the relay race. There was, the passing of the batons. It was a run. There's some sports show that apparently is super popular called The Herd. I get DMs all the time about calling games wrong, and I just respond with, a little video clip of Lucy and the Zoomies. I'm like, I called that game perfectly. She won. And they never write back. It's kind of sad.
If I could offer a couple other options.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. My name's Janice. I am between dogs right now, but I had back-to-back golden retrievers with extreme allergies. So I know how important the food is. For my second golden, we fed the Go single ingredient food, which I know you don't want to change food, but it's produced out of Canada, little Canada plug there. And at the time I bought it, it was less likely to have recalls with it. The food production quality standards are different. So it might be something to look at. And then as my golden aged, I obviously raw food for a big dog is just hugely expensive, but I just did a mix to give him some supplemental nutrition. And that worked really great for us and extended the kibble. But of course, what I was extending it with was, just uber expensive. And we have some butchers locally that actually will manufacture food for you if you buy enough of it. And so if you have a really great local butcher shop, that's another way to go.
Are you a teacher who writes or a writer who teaches? If so, check out Chalk and Ink Podcast. We delve into the juicy intersection of teaching and writing. You'll come away with tips to boost your creativity and productivity. No matter what you're doing or where you're listening, you'll feel warm and cozy, as if you were discussing craft with close friends while savoring a cup of cocoa. Come join us. Click on the link in the show notes and check out Chalk and Ink today.
Well, thank you very much. That's a great idea, actually. So thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
And the dough is available from Chewy because that's where I got that.
That's great. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, but if you have any of those small, like healthy pet kinds of stores, they often have samples, so you don't have to like invest in a whole bag. They'll give you a little sample bag, and you can just try it out and see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. You buy the little 5-pound bags and you mix it in and see if it
they
makes
have
a
even
difference.
smaller. Some of them have little individual packets, and you can just try a one serving and see if they even like it. So,
well,
but we
fortunately,
did really great with the salmon. And Go now offers with grain and grain free, but we did the grain free. We don't need to have that debate here, but just the single ingredient fish, and they have all sorts of more and less exotic versions of single ingredients. Like there's 2 versions of fish. There's salmon and there's trout.
Right. So. Yeah. And by the way, just so in case people are not aware of it, there is a website that filters out the recalls on various brands of dog food, and all you have to do is subscribe via your email. It's free. They don't spam you to death, and it's called the Dog Food Advisor, and they will let you know when there's been a brand recall and exactly like the product stamp and what the product is and what the problem is as well. They also have dog food ratings on their website for the various foods. I don't know that they do raw foods yet, only because I don't do raw foods, but they might. I don't know. But it might be something if you're thinking of switching brands, or if you're having some weird problems with your dog and you're feeding a retail level food, you might want to subscribe or at least check their website. It's called the dogfoodadvisor.com. And it's well worth getting their emails. It's something that we've subscribed to. And it's amazing how many popular brands have massive recalls all the time. So just something to think about,
Awesome. All good advice.
Yeah.
I have some advice.
Go ahead.
I have some advice for you, Kathy. Are you in Orange County, or where are you in Southern California?
I am in Orange County, yes.
Okay, I'm in Riverside, and there are some feed places. You could try some tackle and feed stores out in Orange County, because a lot of times they have the dog foods in stock as well. There are some out here. There's actually a place called Cahoots that does a lot of dog food. And your tractor and feed supply places may have the food that you're looking for.
Yes, that's exactly what my husband and I were talking about before dinner tonight. We are up in the Orange County foothills, where there's a lot of horse property and people with horses. And up in the hills here in Orange behind us, there are several feed stores. So that's exactly our plan. And thank you for suggesting that. I appreciate that.
Sure. And one other thing, just like you were saying, you can go to that one website, or you can follow the FDA has a pet and veterinary Twitter handle, and they post recalls there as well.
Oh, good info. Thank you.
I'll post it out to
the world.
To the group. Just if I can. I'm sorry. I'm so struggling with words tonight, but I'll post the link up to you at least, Kathy, and to Bunsen.
Thank
Burner.
you.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Any information, I think everybody can benefit from this kind of thing, because your dog can do well for 6 or 7 years on this one diet or 2 diets, and then all of a sudden it goes downhill, and it goes downhill fast. So yes, this is important. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, having more resources better than having none Or
yes.
Yeah.
When you're stressed out and you're scared for your dog,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh yeah, well I feel you. I mean, when Bunsen was throwing everything up, we're like, oh my god, is he gonna die? Like, we just love this little guy. No, he was just super pukey. We found something that worked. So,
well, I'm glad for that, because it's he's such a sweet. Oh God, Bunsen is just such a sweet boy.
He's a good guy.
Love him. Well, thank you, everyone.
Awesome.
My pet story that I censored for this week was that puke was flying out of his mouth earlier this week on like Thursday, so I didn't share that with you guys. And then there was things flying out the other end too, but that I also censored that story because no one wants to hear that.
No, Chris, nobody does.
But now they have. Now they
but we all live and breathe that.
Yeah,
everyone who has a pet, we live and breathe that, so we understand.
This is true.
So, yeah.
If you have not seen copious puke and copious diarrhea, you have not owned a pet at all. Maybe both at the same time. I don't know. So.
There's also, if you've had kids, you've also seen both ends going at the same time.
Yes, Rich, you have.
I did not step in pee in my socks this morning.
Oh, gross.
Woohoo!
I think that makes it just more real, right? Like, I think we should probably do a thread, because we did one about the ups and downs of owning a dog, right? Because people see, like, our account's fairly big, and they look, oh, Bunsen and Beaker are so cute, blah, blah, blah. But there's stuff behind the scenes that you don't know about in owning a pet. And maybe we should just do a gross, disgusting poop and pee one. Poop, pee, and puke thread about all of that nonsense.
Especially
so in, but we have to include the moment where you go, "What are you eating?" and they swallow it, and you have to guess.
Oh gosh, that's the worst.
No, you also have to.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say you have to include cats too, because there's nothing like finding a hairball first thing in the morning with bare feet.
Oh, cat puke comes out like a tube.
Yep.
Oh, it's awful.
No, I think a dog throwing up is if you're in a dead sleep, it's the best alarm clock.
Oh yeah, you spring out of bed and you try and get a towel under them.
Oh yeah, you're trying to find out where they are quick and get paper towels before it goes all over the rugs.
No, exactly, and it's cat. You don't. If you have a cat, you don't want to hear the paper bag or plastic bag that you left on the floor crinkling, because they're definitely peeing on it.
Oh gosh!
Heads up.
Fortunately, I haven't had that.
The cat people, don't leave your plastic bags around.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. All of that is so funny. And it's worse on a long-haired animal. If you have a long-haired cat or a Bunsen doggy, oh my gosh.
Yes, yeah, diarrhea on a Bunsen butt, it's not great. That's not something we've really ever talked about, I think.
You want to try it on a pulley.
Oh yeah, it's even worse.
Oh my gosh.
The dreadlocks, no, that's the worst, because we almost have to like sponge the dreadlocks to get the poop out.
Well, one of our cats is very, very fluffy, and we need to get his butt trimmed on a regular basis. Otherwise, poop balls stick to it.
Well, how many people have we scared away? Oh, everybody stayed. I thought we would drop down to like 20 listeners, but everybody's either staying and laughing or they're staying in horror. One of the two.
Their new pet owner going, oh God, this is what I have to look for.
Yeah, but it's very real, right? I think that's a thread I'm going to make. Yeah, because when you have a big account and you have cute dogs, you don't see that, Bunsen ate a thing and then we had to take him to the vet and it was very scary and very expensive. And that's part of owning a dog, right? Like they can straight up cost you $2,000 in the blink of an eye if you're not careful.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Yes. Yep.
We had a Husky Malamute cross that ate a great deal of tinfoil.
Oh my God.
His poop sparkled for about a week.
Well, probably got good reception when he was in your house, though.
No, that's Lucky Dog. He likes headphones.
Definitely dad jokes there. Definitely dad jokes.
He would set off the microwave and fry it if he walked by, right?
Yeah. Wouldn't be able to take him as a service dog through any metal detector. No, sorry. He just ate a bunch of tinfoil. Okay. Does any of our speakers who are still up, did I skip anybody? Does anybody have anything else to say? We've had a really fun discussion here, but I don't want to leave anybody out. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
If I can, going back to the dog food, I missed part of that conversation, but my dog's been on Acana ever since he was a puppy. Mm-hmm. And it's never had a recall. It's made in Alberta. And
Acana, yep.
Yeah, it's a little expensive, but it's depending on the formula, some of the main ingredients are fish. And I noticed that his coat and his skin are really, really clear and shiny because of the fish oil. But you can get different, starting from a puppy, going all the way through sport and agility for more active dogs. And an adult formula. He's on the adult formula now because it's less calories. And then he'll be going to the senior formula. So, he's been on that his whole life. So we've never had to change it, but it is another option, and it's never been recalled. It's got a really good quality to it.
And they have multiple fish-only blends, if I remember.
Yes. They've got grain-free or with grains, and some are mainly chicken, some are mainly fish. And if you look at the list of ingredients, it's healthier than what I eat. So it's incredible, the ingredients that are in there. And I know he's 12 years old, and the vet's very impressed with his overall health for the main thorn. So that's another option, if you wanted it. I don't know if that's available in the States or not.
It is. Actually, Petco had that today. That was one of the few brands that they didn't have a lot of it, but they did have some Acana. And Acana is actually one of the better rated dog foods across the board. So yes, I agree. And thank you. That's a good option.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. That's great.
Hope it helps.
Thanks, Snickerdoodle. All right. Any closing comments from the people up speaking? Go ahead.
I would just say thank you so much, everybody. And thank you, Jason and Chris. You guys do a great job on this. This is so much fun every week. And even on Tuesday nights, I love the science. It's just such a departure from what I do. And I love it. And I just really appreciate everything that you do for the dog community and the science community. It's great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Aw, thank you. Thank you. We got to, it was in the Kahoot game. So I've had on my podcast this scientist, she's working on her PhD, Sophia Gad Nasser, and she studies dark matter. And then she was on our Spaces program early when we first started Spaces. This is like last year. And she came to Calgary and gave a talk at the Calgary Library. The Royal Astronomy Society of Canada flew her up to give a dark matter talk. And we got to meet her in person. It was so cool. So that was really awesome that we got to say hi to her. Adam and his girlfriend also came to this this dark matter and supermassive black hole talk. It was a very cool connection from the stuff that we do to meet some of these people in real life. And that was very neat.
Well, good for you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when bringing Adam and Lise is just like, not indoctrinating the young people, but kind of definitely getting them excited about science. And it was just awesome. And Adam was a little crow. He pocketed all of the free things that were on the table.
Yeah, there's stickers and stuff. And he got one of everything and was like,
everything. It was amazing.
Anyways, the Royal Astronomy Society of Canada was so impressed by our tweet about the event. They're wanting to partner with Bunsen and Beaker for some astronomy-related Canadian events in the future. So that was kind of a cool thing that came out of that. And we were just sitting there listening, and I asked a silly question. But anyways, that was cool. We're really, awesome. If Sophia's research pans out, she's going to win the Nobel Prize in her future. Because there's so few people studying dark matter. and trying to detect it is nearly impossible. So if she ever figures it out, I guarantee you're going to be hearing about this young scientist in the future. So I don't know. All of our chips are in her corner to cheer her on.
Isn't she here in Orange County, in Irvine?
She's from Caltech.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, she absolutely is.
Yep.
Yay! Yay!
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, thank you for that was an off-topic thing, but I thought it was kind of
no, that's
good
awesome.
information. Yeah.
That's awesome. Great.
All right. Chris, do you have any closing comments?
I would just like to say thank you to everybody who joined us on our space. We really appreciate you, and we love sharing this time with you and hearing your stories and sharing our stories. It's just such a great place to be.
I want to give a shout out to a couple people on Clubhouse that have stayed the entire simulcast, and to the 50 odd some people who've listened on Wisdom. Thank you also for staying and listening. That increases the reach of our program on all of these different social media platforms. We don't have time to redo our show on three different places, so that's kind of cool. Thank you for sticking around also on the other platforms. So I'll wrap things up with some exciting news. First off, just to finish, thank you to all of our speakers who came up and shared stories and played the game, shared some good knowledge about dog food today. To all of our listeners, thank you so much for listening. You could be anywhere in the entire world, and you're here talking about poop and pee and different types of food. So thank you for sticking around and listening. So next, this coming Tuesday, we have Kathleen Morrill as our scientist. She was part of that groundbreaking, massive dog study that found very little correlation between dog breed and characteristics and personality. And it was picked up by CNN, Fox News, CBC, the BBC, all of the major science journals. She was part of the team that published this study of, I think it was over like 20 to 40,000 dogs through this program that she set up as a grad student called Darwin's Dogs. She's our guest on Tuesday this coming week. So in Science Chat, please make sure you stop by and listen to Kathleen Morrill talk about that amazing dog study. So we're mixing dogs and science for our science space on Tuesday. I'm also working behind the scenes to bring dog trainers in the summer to an extra space that will be running a week. So they will come, and then we will have a theme, and then you can ask them questions about best training practices for your dogs. So I've got a couple dog trainers lined up. I think the first one is going to be as soon as June 28th. So that's a Tuesday, and then after that we'll have I think 3 or 4 over the summer as special spaces. Some cool news there. All right, thanks again, everybody. Take care. Thank you for being part of our program tonight, and I hope to see you on Tuesday. And of course, every Saturday is Pet Chat. Okay, take care, everybody. For science, empathy, and cuteness. Thanks for being my co-host tonight, Chris.
Thank you for being an excellent host.